America, please stand for us. We are dying. America.
It's crazy to think about America coming to Nigeria with the intention of bombing to liberate Christians. The country is evenly divided between Christians and Muslims, with Christians making up over 48% of the population and over 51% of the population being Muslims. So this whole idea of coming to bomb the country in order to free Christians, it's a facade. It's an illusion. It makes no sense at all. And to make it worse, some Nigerians are dancing that President Trump is coming to save them. President Trump, America is coming to save you. The US have been in Haiti since the 1920s. The US have bombed Afghanistan, Iraq. I mean, look at anywhere America goes to, whatever they touch have the reverse Midas effect. It turns to shit. From Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, what they have done in the Americas, intervention in Chile, what they have done in Honduras and Nicaragua, what the Americans did in Libya, very close to home. In fact, the reason we are having these problems today in the northern part of Nigeria and the level of chaos and destruction we are seeing in the Sahara and in the Sahel today is as a result, a direct result of the destruction of Libya by France, England, and the United States of America. They went in, bombed Libya, took out all the gold from the bank, took charge of the oil resources and oil fields, and abandoned the rest of the country in chaos. That is exactly what you're asking for by begging America to come and invade Nigeria, because you have a problem with TINUBU. Be careful what you wish for.
Nigeria is the latest country US President Donald Trump has threatened to bomb.
It will be fast, vicious, and sweet.
Military action to protect the country's Christians.
If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities.
So a pretty direct warning there. The Trump administration's also listed Nigeria as a country of particular concern, which is basically a designation for countries that are seriously violating religious freedoms. And Trump's not alone in his assertions.
There is no country on earth where Christians are more persecuted than Nigeria. Since 2009, more than 50,000 Christians have been murdered by Boko Haram and radical Islamic extremists. More than 20,000 churches and schools have been burned to the ground.
There's no doubt Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria. They're openly targeted by groups like Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda, and Islamic State. But have 50,000 Christians been murdered in the last 16 years? While there absolutely have been high-profile, violent attacks on Christians, it's unlikely 50,000 of them have been murdered because of their religion. US officials appear to be referring to a report by a group called Inter-Society, which calls itself an anti-Christian persecution and radical Islamism watchdog. But none of the data in its report is backed up by evidence. The Nigerian government says US officials are being misled.
Recent external claims suggesting systemic religious persecution in Nigeria are unfounded. The recent designation of Nigeria as country of particular concern based on speculations of religious persecution is fundamentally misinformed.
Why does the Nigerian government claim US officials are being misinformed? Well, quite simply, the numbers. Nigeria has a population of more than 230 million people. About half are Muslim and the other half are Christian. Muslims are the majority in the north, while Christians are the majority in the south. Boko Haram and Islamic State offshoots have been waging a decade-old insurgency in the north, which, according to data conflict tracker ACLED, has killed almost 53,000 civilians, and 4 million people have been displaced. Various organisations, including International Crisis Group, the UN, ACLED, suggest the overwhelming majority of victims are Muslims. The UN estimates another 300,000 people, mostly children under the age of 5, have died from the war's indirect causes, like disease. Nigeria is also witnessing a surge in crime, kidnappings and ransom in the northwest. And in the centre of the country, killings and attacks by ethnic Fulani herdsmen. Many of the victims are Christians, but analysts say religion is not the motivator. The herdsmen are killing rivals and other farmers over access to water and land. While Trump threatens military action to protect Christians, the Nigerian government's issued a reminder that the war has killed thousands of people: Muslims, Christians, atheists, all Nigerians.
The Gaddafi dictatorship in Libya was a joke. They had 2 million people, an ocean of oil and gas, revenues of trillions of dollars, such that every Libyan person should have been a multi-millionaire, and the public realm in Libya should have looked like Dubai.
The world's terrorists are the United States. Look what we did to Iraq. Look what we did to Libya. Libya, the most successful country in all of Africa. The guy created the 8th wonder of the world with the way how he delivered water and turned deserts into farmland. And everybody had a house and everybody had education and healthcare. And we turned it into a failed state run by terrorists with open slave markets. Who did that? Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton did that. And they'll never have to pay a price for that. Barack Obama, the most he'll do is go, that was a mistake.
Now, why did they get rid of Gaddafi?
Because he was going to start a currency of Africa that was going to compete with the U.S. dollar and the euro. And they can't have that because the way the United States controls the world is because the United States dollar is the reserve currency of the world. So that's why they can put sanctions on all these countries. And so what they're doing, which they shouldn't do, they're weaponizing the U.S. dollar. And so like when countries want to trade with each other, they have to go take their currency, change it into U.S. dollars so they can trade. And a lot of it was based on the petrodollar, which, by the way, Saudi Arabia just quit. They didn't renew it.
How can you be a pastor? You say there's no genocide in Nigeria. You stay in your house inside AC, you eat shawarma. Then the families, their father, their mother, their children have been killed. You make that kind of a statement that there's no genocide.
I'm not saying there are no insecurity. It is too much to ignore. But to have one president just wake up one day without even engaging our president on this, no phone calls. Who even says that we have treaties that permits the US to come into our country unaided without permission? Are we not a sovereign nation anymore?
That was the question.
The fact that we do not have their military might doesn't give US that right to just declare war on our land. How sincere are they? Are they truly fighting for a group of people marginalized? Is it today that we have been calling for marginalized people? Did the US not rescue their own team in Borno? Right after the Chibok girls were kidnapped, they came into this country without the right permission, went in, lifted their people and went out. Who are the owners of the helicopters landing in our very, very resourceful sites, taking away resources unabated in this country? Is it not for the lack of our military might that we could not have confronted those people? When we sought their help, when we felt helpless and sought the help of international countries, nobody came. It is sad that we are thinking somebody will come, including Saudi, for those of you who think this is a religious issue. Right now, Sudan is the way it is. Are you following Sudan at all? We have countries in Africa completely wiped out because of their resources. Congo, right now, what are they doing in Congo? Have somebody responded to the death happening in Congo? I pray for Africans because we really need that help. Nobody is coming to save us. But if they will just leave us to manage our resources, can they stop colonizing and neo-colonizing us? We have not been able to join the Security Council in the UN till date. No African countries membership there. Every year at the General Assembly, we have African countries showing up asking because we want to truly be sovereign.
Yeah, welcome back, people. Families from Africa and across the ocean. Today, let me discuss something here. What that is happening today in Nigeria. It is something that Africa has to pay attention because this is something that when we sit down and watch blindly, then just in a few days to come, you'll start to see something different happening. You start to see people reacting differently because of all that will be happening in that country. Now, today, the Nigerian people, the Nigerians are demanding that the part of Nigerians are demanding that they're supporting the Trump's suggestion to come and help them, and some of them, part of them are declining. They don't want that help. They don't want the influence of America in their country, because let me tell you one thing. Today we are watching, as the world, we all feel like Nigeria need help. That's true. We feel like Nigerians today need help, because when you take a look of this massive deaths and massive killing that has happened in the country of Nigeria due to against the Christianity, then we feel like something must be done. But again, where are the military or the security system of Nigeria? Do you want to tell me today that these people who are those people who are committing all these atrocities and all this genocide, because this more than genocide, do you want to tell me that all these people are so powerful than the military system of that country? Do you want to tell me today that the people who are concerned of killing all these people are so powerful than the military of this country? That's the question. And again, today we are feeling like maybe some of people are feeling like Nigeria need help from Donald Trump or from America, which is not that bad. But again, what are the interests? Why are they so interested in coming to save the country of Nigeria? Let me tell you one thing. For my little research that I always do each and every day, the little that I know from these colonizers, from these great empires like America, France, Britain, they never do something accidentally. Whenever you see them being concerned about anything, when you see them being concerned about or having an interest to any country, you must ask yourself questions. Why are they so concerned? And what are they going to benefit or to gain from that help that they are coming to offer? We know today, before I go deeper, let me show you a clip of Libya before the invasion of Obama. And that was Libya before Obama. And so today, every country that you see, the Americans are going to invade, or they're coming in the name of they're coming to help. First of all, first thing you have to check in that country, it must have the resources. Because if the country has any issues or any crisis and it does not have any resources, they cannot come there. They can't come to help. But today, why are they not going to help the countries that are in help, that are in need? Why are not they going to help Ukraine? Why are they not going to help Gaza? Why are they supporting the war and crisis in those countries? Why today they are so concerned and interested in Nigeria? That's the question. We have been always saying that maybe we have to focus in the situation that is in Nigeria today, because when you take a look, because of course people are dying, and this is a large number of people that have lost their life in this country of Nigeria, which is not good. But again, when we go to the realities and the facts, is that even despite Nigeria having oil, this oil never helped the people of this country. They never help, because this oil is being gained. Is only profiting the few people, a few group of people who are allies from the government. But when you go in a situation of the Nigeria physically, Nigeria is very poor. Nigeria is overpopulated, first of all, very poor, while it is having the oil that can save the economy and the lives of Nigerians. But why are the government and the system of government in Nigeria is so failing to do anything that is needed to make sure that the lives of Nigeria are safe, and they are getting all that they need for them to survive? The country of Nigeria, first of all, is a failed government. The government of Nigeria, first of all, is a failed government. It's a government that is much corrupted. So there is nothing good that can continue happening in that country. So when we put aside that maybe US or Donald Trump is only targeting something in Nigeria, he is interested in something in Nigeria, which is not good. But again, the government of Nigeria is the reason of all that's happening today. Because if America will come and invade this country, let me tell you the truth, they will never leave this country that easy. They will never leave this country this easy. Because today, the country of Congo, the country of Sudan, they are all in crisis. They never find settled in peace. They are fighting, killing each other every day. When you go to this country, the countries that are very richest in minerals, they are the countries which are very poorest in economy and infrastructures. They are the countries that are having the highest number of refugees is scattered across Africa. But again, these are the same people who caused this problem in this country. They caused this problem that today is affecting the country of Sudan and Congo. So because they already caused the problem, which they are on back of it benefiting. So they cannot go there because they are already benefiting from it. Today, the country of Libya cannot be the same because the people who caused the problem in this country today are benefiting from it. So we as Africans, we as the youth, we are in a limelight. We know what is happening. We know every time the former colonizers or the Westerners come to your country, they must have a target. They must have an interest which brought them to your country. They can't just come just like that. They are using their resources to come and offer security in your country. So you can't tell me just like that. They come, they give you what you want, and they go. First of all, when they reach in your country, they install their military bases there. They start to control all they want. So all that, when you go in Nigeria, in that region, that's the most region that's having a large quantity of oil. The people who are fighting in Nigeria, killing people, these are terrorists. We know that. But what's the reason of them killing these people? Because even terrorists can't just come in your country and start to kill people recklessly without a reason. They must have a reason. And who is funding these people? That's the question. Because America always finds something which is less from your country and use it as a reason to come and invent your country. Today, they know that Nigeria is in need. We've seen many clips of Nigerians who are calling upon US to come and help them. Do you know what? These are the tactics that they always use. They do something to install some things, some positivity in Africans' mind, so that they keep on knowing that we need help from these people. They keep on knowing that for us to solve this problem, we must need America, we must need Europe or France, we must need Britain to come and solve this problem, because they don't believe in their governments, and because their governments already proved to them that they cannot help them. So today, Nigerians, because they are so pissed off, because they have lost their people, because their country is in crisis, they are calling upon America to come and help them. But after that, they will still come to face the problem. They will still come to face the challenges, because America has never been a friend to any African country. They have never been. When you see them coming in your country, they are having something that they need from your country. They have something that you need, that they need from you. But don't just like that. So, now government of Nigeria had the opportunity, had the chance to react, to act from the ongoing incidents. Because the entire military system of Nigeria, you can't tell me today that is unable to handle the situation that is in that country. We have thousands of military troops in that country, Nigerians. So today, the fact is that they are trying to prove to us that they cannot go and fight the terrorism that is in their countries. People losing their families losing their loved ones, children losing their parents losing their children without a reason, people being killed, being slaughtered every day. I came across a video of a certain preacher who was saying that there is no genocide in Nigeria. So all these people who we are being shown on the screen, all these bodies who are being buried in a massive graves, do you want to tell me that these are not people? Are these animals? Are these stones? So let's Africans wake up, because these people will always find a way to come and take advantages in Africans. Today they have created this. If you want to know this, if you want to understand what I'm trying to speak about, let me ask you, if you remember the days of coronavirus. Coronavirus was a very dangerous disease that was being spread across the air. So How come that this disease just ended like that? They have to create something they bring to Africa, knowing that they will have to come on back of it to pretend like they're coming to help. But when they finish doing what they come to do, your country will be messed up. You will come to realize that you have lost a lot. So all that I'm trying to tell you is that all those people, all Africans who don't know the truth behind Africa and how Africa has been taken advantage of, and how these great countries have been taking Africa, using Africans, coming to deceive and brainwash Africans, then we have to stand up. We have to stand up. We have to make our government, our security systems to work. We have to make sure that our governments work, because if our security system can work in our countries, then it means that we can overcome this. If our government can be performing, can be working, then we can overcome this. But if they're just there, being brainwashed, being manipulated, and they just there watching and following up, then we have a big problem. So I will not take much of your time. Just tell me to have the comment section. I will leave a comment, share, like, consider subscribing, join my membership so that we can continue moving together. We can continue coming here and discuss all that we are watching affecting our African continent, because at this time, Africa is in a very dangerous zone. This is the time that Africa is trying to rise up. Africa is standing to fight so that it can be independent. It can have its freedom. But again, the people who are they are watching everything that is happening across Africa are the people who are trying so hard to make sure that they silence the voice of the blacks. They silence the voice of Africa so that we don't achieve this agenda of uniting and rising. So this is the time that we have to put more caution of everything that is happening in our countries, because we are in a very dangerous zone. Until next time, until next episode, we come and do this and do something else concerning Africa, and may you be blessed to where you're from. Thank you for your support, for you being here always.